All right, gang. So part two of the incident at the Hobby Lobby in Austin, Texas. So as I was conveying in part one, sorry about the camera, I tipped it over here. As I was saying in part one, a family member who's a young female in her 20s was at the store collecting materials at the Hobby Lobby because she has an Etsy side hustle outside of her normal job, and she just needed materials, and it could have been for any number of reasons. Anybody goes to a place like Hobby Lobby to pick stuff up. In any case, after several minutes there, she realizes someone in a suit that does not look right. They look frumpy, they look out of place, not like a professional person, has been following her at least 20 minutes through the store. That's where I left part one off. Okay, so there's the recap. Part two. So at that point, she realizes this guy's got to be following me. Now, I've often told the young men and women in my family, especially the females, if you think something's wrong, one, maintain that situational awareness, but two, once you get to that point that you've concluded, yeah, this is not right, you need to start to take some kind of action. Now, that doesn't mean go up and pepper spray a dude, right? Because he, for all you know, he was on the phone. He could have gotten bad news about his grandma or something, and he's just walking around and lost his train of thought. So what she did, she said, I went to the right side of the store. And the way, if you've been in a Hobby Lobby, you know, you walk in, your registers are usually to one side of the main door. And then you have these, like the Christmas section, which becomes the seasonal section, then cooking, and then it just makes this big loop in all the different sections. So she said, I went through the front. I started where the Christmas trees used to be, that's now seasonal stuff. And she said, I went up and down every lane, every aisle. And I said, really? She said, yeah. I went up and down every aisle. So she got at the store at 7 o'clock. She realized the guy around 7:15. By 7:20, he was still on her tail. She went up and down every aisle of that Hobby Lobby until 7:45. And she said, every time I looked up, after walking a couple of minutes, she said, I'd look back, I'd touch stuff, and she said every single time that guy was in 15 to 20 feet of me, either looking at me around the corner or looking at me through the displays from another aisle, still on the phone, still talking to another guy that she could hear on the phone. She couldn't make out what they were saying, but it was a male voice somewhere else. And the store just then announced, we need to close. So now she has to head out. I'm going to move this one to part three and explain what she did and why she did the smartest thing she could. I'll be right back, and I'll see you on the next part.